As we saw in the morning, Arjuna was in dilemma with reference to what he should be doing. Basically, the subject matter of Gita is Shreyas, Moksha Shastra. Shreyas means revealing the nature of the self, nature of the world, nature of the creator, and the reality. What is the reality of all the things? To gain this knowledge, it's necessary to have a proper frame of mind, a specific frame of mind, like any other knowledge. More so, knower, since the knower wants to become the known, therefore a specific frame is required. And to gain that mind, there is that can be attained through activity, lifestyle of activity, and a lot of that is also being talked about in detail, called as Karmayoga. So it's a complete Shastra. Therefore say, Gita Sugita Kartavya Kivanya Shastra Vistaraihi Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmat Vinishyuta. Since the teaching is in the form of the words and the subject matter is unique, therefore two things are required. The vision, the knowledge of Gita is such, one requires a teacher and one requires a proper attitude. Therefore we saw this is a samvada, neither vada nor jalpa nor vitanda, Krishna Arjuna savada. We saw the difference in the morning. And the student should have an attitude of Shraddha. Shraddha in a sense, though it may appear teacher is saying contradictory, but teacher might be true. Pending discovery, objective inquiry. That attitude of Shraddha is necessary, and you need a teacher to unfold. Though Arjuna had the background, he grew up when the culture was fairly alive, still he had doubts and questions. So anyone with a modern background, having been so much alienated from the culture and the religion, may find it difficult to understand. Therefore you need a proper teacher. This battle of Mahabharata can be viewed as a subjective battle as well. There is always a battle between your common sense and what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Between your things to be done, duties, and what you want to do. This battle was there for Duryodhana as well. Now, this battle came out for Arjuna also, not knowing what it is. What caused the dilemma? Somehow when he prayed to Krishna, Lord Krishna, to put his chariot between the two armies, he placed in front of Bhishma and Drona. Instead of seeing the warriors of the opposite camp, which was committed, the leader of which was committed to adharma, he saw his relatives. Formerly he saw people committed to adharma. Now he sees the relatives and therefore says, I don't want to fight. He says, Pasya tatra pasya partha homo pasya. Bandhavan, Pitrun, Pautran, etc. etc. He saw his elders, his relatives, etc. His dilemma, when when you are overpowered by certain emotion, buddhi tend to justify that emotion. Often when I talk to children, I give Arjuna's example. At the last moment he says, no, I don't want to fight. Typical 12th grade student, after appearing in exam for 1 or 2 papers, suddenly says, now I don't want to appear. Kuch hota hai. Something is happening, and the child will justify. I will not get marks, and I may fail, and I may not get admission, and all that, self-justification. In the process of self-justification, he gave up what we call it as sasadhanam karma parityaktavat. He gave up action along with the means. Why? It is mentioned at the end of the first chapter, he gave up his bow and arrow. I am not going to fight. Nayotse iti govinda uktva tushnim bahu visrujya sasaram chapa. Give up. Sadhanam means bow and arrow. I shall not fight. Lord Krishna tried to shake him, to make him see the fallacy of his thinking, but it became worse. And in that thinking, he ended up asking, tell me what is Shreyas? This is an advantage of culture. You end up going to Swami, end up asking for moksha, he said. Now what is Shreyas? We have to continue. This, as we saw, some of you were there in the previous camp. Nachiketa also asked for it. Nachiketa was given 3 boon by Lord Yama. In the first boon, he asked for the well-being of the parent. By the second boon, he asked a special ritual whereby people can go to heaven, Swaragya Magni. And the third boon, he asked for this knowledge. And in reply to that, Nachiyam Raja said, Anyat Shreyaha, Anyat Preya. There is something called Shreyas, and that which is not Shreyas is called Shreyas. As I said in the earlier class, there are certain things for which there is no synonym in English. Shreyas is Shreyas. Prayas is prayas. Though we gave some meaning, grammatical meaning. Both are, by the way, please understand, Shreyas and prayas are both are praiseworthy. Both are dear. More dear is prayas, more praiseworthy is Shreyas. Some sutras are there. Translation can be good, that which is good for you. Now this good can be relative good and that can be absolute good. What is relative good means? Good because of something. That is good today, may not be good tomorrow. May be good at this age, may not be good other age. May be good at this place, not other place. Means good in a given condition, at a given time, and at a given place. Time, conditions and place being changing, that may not remain good forever. But there is something which is absolutely good. And that is good irrespective of time, irrespective of place, and irrespective of conditions. Desha, Kala, Vastu, Paricheda Shunyam Shreyas. Not conditioned by any of them. That means what? That which is changeless. When you say, this is good, I like this American phrase. You know, they say, if you say something, do you want this? Or should I help you? No, I am good. No, I am good. Especially when they are having lunch or dinner, and you give them, they say, no, I'm good. I'm good. Don't give me. Or another phrase is, I'm done. I like Gujarati moms. And these Gujarati moms will ask children, beta dandan ho gaya? Is your dandan over? Typical Gujarati. Because half English, I mean, dhan is English, is dandan thai you? That's what they ask. And yes, no, I'm good. Good means what? I am full. Aham purnaha. Chainless, this is a good example for good. I am good is a good example for good. That is Shreyas. When I said absolute Shreyas, that means I am good at all places, all time, under all conditions. I am complete. Sense of self-satisfaction. Sense of self-acceptance. Self-love for good is Shreyas. And I don't have something, I don't feel good for want of something. Or when I have something, I don't feel good to get rid of something. I am not okay. Shreyas is that you are good irrespective of time, place and objective. See, Duryodhana was not good. Why? He couldn't accept himself without a kingdom. I have to gain the kingdom. I have to be the ruler, then I am good. His sense of self-acceptance, his sense of self-satisfaction, his sense of self-contentment dependent upon the kingdom. Not only kingdom, dependent upon ills, dependent upon something bad happening to Pandavas also. Twofold. Some people feel good if I have some money, I should have 2,000 rupees or 5 crores or 50 crores or 100 crores, or I have this position or I have this something, that sense of good, you know. Child may feel I am not good because I don't have iPhone. Then it's given, I am good. Contentment. Self-acceptance. Self-fulfillment. And that self is acceptable as of now for some time at some places and some situations. I here and there I find there is a self-love because I am good. But more often there is a self-loathe. There is self-criticism, self-hatred, and the same self-hatred turns into blaming others. I don't accept myself. So I say this is, someone else is responsible, I hold someone else responsible for me feeling not good. My boss, or my money, or my car, or my spouse, or my children, whoever. And a typical Shraddhalu Hindu will feel grahas are responsible. Shani is responsible, Samangal is responsible, somebody. And ultimately, poor big God, not little God, poor big God becomes the victim. I'm not good because of Bhagavan. The typical English, why me, God, why me? That is Shreyas. Now, I may feel good today because of, if it is because of something, because of some place, because of some time, because of some possessions, because of some relationship, etc. But that is never going to be absolute good because all of these are changing. The body is changing. Emotions are changing. And they themselves by nature since change, that means I will not feel good very next moment they start changing. That being the case, this relative Shreyas is not acceptable to me. What is Shreyas? Self in its own glory should be acceptable to me. Then only I can have absolute Shreyas. Then only I can have absolute good. The self by itself should become acceptable. If I think I accept myself, I am satisfied with myself because of, that is the, it's going to go. But with or without, I am fine. With power and without power, I can feel good, like Yudhishthira did feel. Though he was not a wise man, but relatively. With money, with family, whatever it is, or without it, that is Shreyas. That means the self should be Shreyas. Please understand. And that is the teaching, self is Shreyas. When Arjuna asked, please tell me Shreyas, Bhagavan is talking about you, the Shreyas. Him. So the subject matter of Gita is you. Though he has asked for Shreyas. Yes, Shreyasyat, some of you know the words, Nishitam Purohitam Me Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam. अच्छा गीता जी और ऑफिस में तो बड़ी आज गई है 15-20 रख लाया I want to show
No,
he says, so, self is never be felt acceptable for good. The good will never be for good if it is dependent upon something else. Fact that I want it, naturally I want it. It is not a unnatural desire, subjective desire. Like somebody desiring chapati to eat, and somebody having rice to eat, somebody saying pizza to eat, somebody may say tacos I want to eat. But that is subjective. But that I feel hungry is universal. That I seek Shreyas, it's universal. And since this universal problem has to have universal solution, and since it doesn't lie anywhere outside me, it has to be myself. The self in itself should be acceptable, should be complete, in its own glory, without any so-called scaffolding, without any support. And that is you, Atma. And that is the teaching. That's what Arjuna asked for. We'll see the verse, O Lord, teach me Shreyas. Lord, reveal the self, which is, see, some of the verses you know, especially anyone who is brought up in India, they know, Najayate Mariyate Va, self is never born. Nainam Sindanti Shastrana, nothing destroyed. Vasam Sijirnana, these are off-quoted verses in the newspaper. Newspaper off-quoted verses, or I would say obituary verses, which is not so. They are, but we know this. That means self has nothing to do with time. I am beyond time. I seek self-satisfaction at a given time I am good, independent of time, independent of place, and independent of any situation. All this was revealed in the previous chapter. Second. First chapter is Arjuna's dilemma. In the beginning of the second chapters, there is a little conversion of Arjuna into a student, from friend to student, from brother-in-law to student. You are a brother-in-law. Shishyasteham. And he asked for Shreyas. Lord talked about it. The one who has gained Shreyas, that person also was talked about and described. What whom we call popularly, that again Indians would know, Sthita Prajna. Sthira Prajna Yasya Saha Sthita Prajna. One who is not well rooted, who has a clear, abiding self-knowledge. That person was described. And what was the description? If you see that section, it is at the end of the second chapter. In a way you can divide, there are 4 sections of a second chapter, or you can make it 5. First section is conversion of Arjuna into student, and Lord Krishna accepting the role of a teacher. Yes, he expresses his mindset, distribute to each one. They just leave some, they will collect. Pass it on. Pass it on, take kursi par. Chal bhai jaldi aap idhar pass it on. Take one each of you. Extra
Or this is in Hindi. Hindi.
It's okay, there is no English translation, you just see what I want you to see.
Okay.
On page 16, on the left hand side, the Swami should be able to help you. On page 16, he says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th and 6th line. Prachami, I am asking, Prachami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. I am asking because I am deluded with reference to my dharma. What should I be doing and what should I not be doing? And what is the question? Yat Shreyasyat. Please teach me Shreyas. Why? He says, Shadimam tvam prapannam. I am Shishyasteham. I am your disciple. He declares himself to be disciple. Okay. That's the conversion. And from 11th verse, Lord starts teaching. That self which is good for good is taught there. Then the second, up to 30th verse, it goes on. Okay, just for information. Then 5, 6 verses thereafter are talking that you need to fight from empirical point of view. Should you not fight the battle, you will get ill fame. Should you not fight the battle, you people will think that you run away out of fear, not out of dharma. All that is there. And from 39th verse, Lord talks about Karmayoga. Okay? This very famous verse is there. Esha te vihita sankhye buddhi yoge vimam shunu. Arjuna, I have given you the wisdom about the self. Now you listen about yoga. Your Karma Yoga is discussed. And from the 54th verse, when Arjuna asked the question about what is the description of a person who has discovered or who has owned up himself, who knows the Purna Atma, that description is called Sthita Prajna. Verse number 55. Okay. Now see this verse. That is one of the seeds of the next chapter, third chapter. Before getting into third chapter, we should know what made him ask this. There is question in that chapter. Bhagavan says, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parmanogatan atmanyeva atmana tushtaha vidaprajnas tushtate. What is the meaning? When one gives up all the desires, and then he is called Sthitaprajna. One gives up all desires for, see, Lord described it very clearly. But how Arjuna understood is a question. And modern Arjuna also makes confusion about this. People tell, standard thing I hear, give up all the desires. Don't expect anything. When you expect, then you have problem. Give up expectation. Is it my t-shirt or what? That I give up. How can you give up desire? How can you give up expectation? This, to advise somebody, give up expectation is a self-contradictory statement. I told yesterday, we have bought certain things. I am very strong feeling, this is all British scandal, to make Hindus like this. They have so much twisted and turned Gita wrongly. Act without expecting result. But therefore, give up expectation. First they say, act without expectation, no expectation, total happiness. Now look at this. Just hear this carefully. Suppose we are discussing. You will have a discussion in class hereafter. And in that discussion, I just want to tell you, please don't express your knowledge, express your experience and feeling. Okay? And people start talking and lecturing. Not that way. You feel, I want you to look at yourself. I want you, the discussions you keep hearing, but internalizing, self-analysis doesn't happen. So feel free to discuss, but in the discussion, express what you feel or what you have done, not what should be done and what is ideal. That's not that. I am there for that. Leave that to me. Leave that to me. And don't try to be brief. The other people should have time. There is so much of pressure. People keep talking. And coming to this, Arjuna, let us get back to our dear Arjuna. Suppose we are discussing together. Out of the whole group, one person for 1 hour doesn't say anything. And I seek your opinion. Come on, let me have your idea, everybody. Yes. At the end of it, I ask, hey, why are you not giving any opinion? I want that you should say something. I can't. So what for? I am dumb from birth, he says. Swamiji, I am dumb from, who says? Not his friend, himself says. Oh, janamthi gungur. That is self-contradictory statement. Sanskrit we call it as vadato vyaghata. Even while speaking, he is refuting his own statement. Similarly, act without expecting result is like I am dumb. And here in English they say they are dumb. They will buy whatever said, dumb and dull. We accept it. And another thing going on, give up expectation. And the next step, give up desire. As though you decide to desire. Tell me, when did you decide to desire? If desire is out of decision, then you may change the decision. You find yourself desiring, like the flow of Gangaji. Go onwards. You say, no, Gangaji, stop coming out. It doesn't happen. Desire doesn't seek your permission. Can I come in, sir? Like that Jitendra movie song, those days. Main aau. He says, Aaja. Most of the, and then you sometimes he says, no. It comes without asking me and pushes me. It creates a pressure in me. Then how can I give up? And to say, I am going to give up all my desires is also a desire. It is a new desire. You added one more, better have that much. And this is more problematic than any other desire. Because this will create guilt and hurt. I am not able to give up desire. Don't expect. Act without expectation. Who says, look this, I tell you, from tomorrow, don't expect. Act without expectation. I expect you to do.
Good.
Krishna certainly expected Arjuna to follow the... No teacher would do that. He also expected to follow the teaching. Every teacher teaches hoping something goes in. Otherwise Krishna would have talked to all. Why he selected Arjuna and not Duryodhana? He would know that nothing will have to work. It is like facing the wall. And in this world only two people face the wall. One is our Kumbhar Vahana. The donkey faces the wall at night. Donkey will always look for a dead wall. Because its strength is in the hind legs. It will feel secure. And he can come back and kick. And some people for prayer see the wall. They look for a dead wall. And Krishna was neither of them. So he didn't tell. He was. They are all scheme so that Hindus work for us without expectation.
Yeah.
And we bought it. Krishna has never said so. Similarly, and this another equation goes on. Number of desires fulfilled divided by unfulfilled desire equivalent to your happiness. Happiness question answer is one, Purna. If all desires you have is equal to all desires fulfilled. What a logic. Never in life your desires are fulfilled. So what are fulfilled is a precious little. Therefore you feel all the time unhappy. The divider is higher always. Unfulfilled is big. They say, Rajahati yada kaman. Wise man gives up desires. Doesn't give up. Second line is important. Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha. That therefore gives up. And gives up is also a wrong statement. Desires drop off. When one discovers that acceptable self, one discovers that self which is Purna, Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma or Satchidananda, there are no more desires left. The bottom line of every desire is to be happy. Nobody works or nobody desires something to become unhappy. They may become unhappy, not understanding the nature of what they are seeking. But it is bottom line is seeking happiness. Do you mean that wise men will have no desire? Yes. Please understand the statement. Thereafter, desires are not for self-fulfillment anymore, not for the self-contentment anymore. Those desires are like embellishment to him or her. They do have desire, otherwise teaching would not take place. After knowledge, teacher teaches, at least the desire to teach is there, desire to eat is there. They may not have desire to eat the cake because of diabetes, but there will be desire to eat some roti. You can't. How? Like one simple example. A grandparents, grandfather or grandmother plays with the grandchild. A game of business. He said, this is 500 rupees and this is 1,000 rupees and this is 10,000 and he has desire to earn. It is no more self-centered. His shreyas, his fulfillment doesn't depend upon whether he wins or loses the game. The child's shreyas depends on the child. All the time. Or even a father playing with a child, daughter or a son, the children have always this desire. Evening when dad is sitting on a bed, he will come on the chest and come on, let's fight. And they pick up a fight. Dish, because he sees in the movie. And every time they, oh, I'm so badly hurt. Oh, you're so powerful. Oh, my honey is so strong. Then after some, this child feels to prove. So he pushes the dad out of the bed. Tries to push him. And dad falls down. And tells, Dad, tell me, are you defeated or not? Accept the defeat. Poor fellow. Has learned as a second nature to accept the defeat. The day he got married. So he decided, okay, I'm defeated. Child self-contentment depends upon that victory. Self is acceptable relatively to the dad, whether he wins or loses doesn't matter. That kind of desires are all for Vyavhara, because Atmani Tushta. Same thing he concluded in that section, in the same point, in different words. See, the same chapter, verse number 71. Vihaya kaman sarvan. All sarvan kaman vihaya. Prajahati sarvan kaman. Gives up, vihaya also gives up. Wise man gives up. And charati nispruha. A typical word, nispruhi. Free from desire, he moves around. Having said so, Lord concluded, this is moksha. This is Shreyas. This is the thing. Now, in the same chapter, Bhagavan, as I said, how does Arjuna understand is a question. The Lord said it very clearly, that Siddha Prajna gets fullness, completeness, contentment, and he has nothing to do. Now, Arjuna was asked couple of times to act. Arjuna, yogastaha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyase. That later, but you kuru karmani. Do. Karmanyevadhikaraste. You are fit to act. Now Arjuna has a dilemma. On one hand, you are glorifying wise men, who is free from desires, born out of self-contentment, and since he or she is free from desires, he or she doesn't do anything. And on the other hand, you are pushing me to act. Why this contradiction? In other words, Arjuna did not understand the nature of sannyasa or nature of knowledge and what is karma or karma yoga. So that connection was not clear. And so the third chapter begins with a question. See the third chapter now. अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः अर्जुन उवाच ध्यायसि चेत् कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे माम् नियोजयसि केशव. Again, Arjuna uvacha jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tat kim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava. Listen this, let us see the translation one by one. See, all this you know. Just simple thing you have to know, split it and see. Jayasi chet karmanah ste mata. Te mata. In your opinion. It is not simple opinion, it is contention. You think so. What? Karmanaha buddhihi jayasi chet. If you think so, if in your contention or if you are in your view, as per your statement or teaching, if buddhihi means knowledge, jayasi karmanaha, compared to the wisdom, this Brahma Vidya, compared to action, Karmayoga, jayasi chet, is superior, is better, or is ultimate. Well, Bhagavan said last verse, one who has this knowledge becomes free. But he never said one who acts becomes free. He said you act, you do this. He talked about Karma Yoga, he praised Karma Yoga, but not as much as the wisdom of the self. So he says, it looks to me, his understanding is revealing. If in your contention, according to your teaching, if knowledge is superior or ultimate or better than action, Gore karmani kim niyojayasi mam Krishna. Then kim mam niyojayasi. Why you impel me? For what? Gore karmani, into this gruesome action. In not even simple action. You don't say Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, do their puja and seva. You say kill. You are pushing me to fight this gruesome battle. You are asking, you said karmanyeva adhikar, you have to fight. You should fight all the second chapter, there are verses. You kept telling me to fight. Which karma? That means you kept telling me to perform action. Which action? Gruesome action. And on the other hand, you praised the knowledge, but never praised karma. This is the confusion Arjuna has. Okay? This is a universal confusion. What regarding sannyasa as well as regarding karma yoga. They They all say, sannyasis should not be, the ideal vision doesn't do anything. I hear people telling me of all this. Swamiji, what are you doing? Even now, after 14 years of my work, 15, 17 years, you are such a good teacher. Why you got into this samsara? As if this is samsara. Action is samsara. Sitting quiet is non-samsara. And I tell you, in India, if you just don't do anything and sit somewhere in whatever clothes you may be, they will look up to you as a Mahatma. Great Mahatma doesn't do anything. Doesn't have shishya even. Is it good or bad? If this is good, then our rishis were foolish or what? And had they not taught to shishya, this idiot would not have got the knowledge. How did the knowledge give? You have to have shishya. And I tell you, if just try, if you want to try, just be moaning, silent, no talking. People tell me, Muni Baba, great Gnani Purush, he is the wisest person. How do you know when he is not talking at all? And to know whether that person has a wisdom or not, you should have some wisdom. You idiot, you don't have anything. How are you certifying that other person is wise? To know a good doctor, I should have some knowledge of medicine. Then I can say, yes, this fellow looks to be good. I don't have anything. Just every Mauni Baba is a great Mahatma in India. Every Mauni. Because of this thinking, sannyasi, not doing anything. And therefore there is some censure also. Typical Gujarati, sadhu baba mahat no khai chhe. The sadhus don't do, they are non-contributory. I asked, this is interesting. This 10 years, 7, 8 years ago, government had a census. They wanted to know about the population of India. And that Manmohan Siddharji government introduced the big form. Formerly they used to just, I remember census in 60s, they just want to know male, female, boy, age, etc. That's all. That was a big form. And in India, this data collection is done by school teachers. More so government school teachers. More so primary school teachers. That means into bracket good for nothing fellows, some of them. So, one teacher came to the office. This teacher, who is the head of this institution? Then there was one manager. He said, Swami, call him, I want these details. So he called me up. I said, give details. Why you are wasting my time? No, okay. So then he told, Swami just told me to give all the details. No. It's mandatory, the head of the family should give details. Then he called me back. Head of the family. I said, who is this? The school teacher. I have a respect for teachers, so I came down and went. She asked, what is your name? I said, Swami Paramatmananda Saraswati. No, your name. I said, Swami Paramatmananda. Your name I am asking. I said, what is surname and father's name? I have no surname. I have no father's name. I said, okay, right. Surname is Saraswati. Father's name is Dayananda Saraswati. Tradition. Kinder Baba, right? Swami so-and-so, Guru so-and-so. Then, one of the column was, what is the income? I said, literally I don't know what's the annual income. I said, I don't know. What? I said, I don't know. How can you run this ashram? I don't know, but it runs. If you want some figure, I may call up my accountant, he will give you figure. But you should know, she says to me. I said, I should know. Thank you for this knowledge, but I feel I don't need to know. Bhagwan, I said, I want only some roti. If doesn't get, it's okay for me. No. So, what is the total annual income? Then she had category. Below 10,000, 10, 30, 30, 50, 50 plus, she takes something. You make an estimate. This place is running. And then the interesting was, she asked me, what is your profession?
What's your profession?
I said, I have no profession, is my profession. No, but are you then she had to tick something, There were a category. I said, what are the categories? Government employees, semi-government employees, private employees, professional. I said, none of them I fit. You tick whatever you want. None of the above.
No,
But she ticked somewhere. I wanted to know. She was across the table. I said, where did you tick it? She showed me the category of sannyasi, non-productive. I said, why did you write? You don't contribute to GDP. Non-productive. I say, what I contribute, nobody can contribute. Just I told her. What way? I said, madam, I'm a Vedanta teacher. Vedanta is the highest philosophy. I have to tell you. She was blank. And in Vedanta, the toughest thing is Upanishad and Brahma Sutra. And there are like Gadpata and all examples. When I teach that, most of the senior citizens come. They have problems at home. Daughter-in-law and son-in-law. They become happy for 3 hours. And they don't get sleep at home with all your medication. I can make them sleep in Brahma Sutra You bring me anybody, I can make him sleep. You don't know, my friend. We are contributing greatly to the GDP of the country. At least they don't bother them, therefore their efficiency increases. We are taking care of these oldies. She started laughing. Anyway, sannyasa means not doing anything. I told you, Indians always think Mauni Baba is Gnani Baba. How? And who the hell are you to certify whether that fellow is wise or not? I told you, to know the other person's wisdom, you need to have some which is genetically missing in you. And so also there is a misunderstanding about karma. Like I do this, why you gotten into samsara? And I come here, Swamiji, you have a big samsara. Tell me. We have the small house to manage, you have big house to, big ashram to manage, you have big samsara. They just don't know what is samsara, just don't know what is wisdom, just don't know what is knowledge and death. So also Arjuna must have had this. He thought, if I want wisdom, I have not to do anything. And why Bhagavan is pushing me to do anything? Not even ordinary action, but gruesome action. You have to, you just say it, free from desires, give up all desires, give up all expectations, give up all actions. If they were to be given up by the first place Bhagavan gave us, that may question. So there is a confusion in the mind of Arjuna, since he is brought up in such tradition. He knows sannyasa a little bit. He knows Karmayoga, some karma little bit. Therefore says, why you push me? Kim Ghore Karmani. And the address to Krishna is Janardana. Janan Ardayati. Rakshasa. One who kills Rakshasa is Janardana. You have been a killer. From childhood you started killing your uncle onwards. But they were demons. When uncle was the last one, in between you killed so many demons in Vrindavan. But these are not demons who are standing in front of me. They are good people, Bhishma, Drona, etc. Good guys. And some of them bad guys are also my cousins. How can I kill them? And gruesome action you are pushing me. Having said so, he elaborates his question further, his conclusion. Vyamishreneva, second shloka. Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tadekam vada nishchitya yena shreyo hamapnuyam vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tadekam vada nishchitya yena shreyo hamapnuyam. O Lord, vakyena, vakya means the words, the sentences. How are they? Vyamishrena iva vakya. So Vyamishrenena is an adjective to vakya. Eva. Eva means seemingly, as though. By the words which are Vyamishreneva, Vyamishraha, because how? Confusing. Contradictory. Seemingly contradictory statements. Seemingly contradictory teaching. Mohayasi iva me. Moha means delusion. Mohayasi means you are deluding me. Iva, as though. So Arjuna gives his opinion, his feeling, with seemingly contradictory statements. You seem to me to be more confusing. I was already confused. I came to you because of confusion, to get rid of confusion. You are adding to my confusion. And therefore, it looks to me, he said, in a very polite way, in my opinion, it looks to me, he didn't impeach him. It looks to me, and he says, now remember Lord, I am just reminding you, I asked you for Shreyas. I very clearly said, Tadekam vada nishchitya. You decide and tell me that one thing. Ekam vada, please tell that one specifically. Yena Shreyam aham avapnuyam, by which I get Shreyas. So I had very clearly asked for that kind of teaching by which I get Shreyas. I didn't ask for anything else. So please tell. You seem to be confusing me with contradictory statements. Whatever it is, I am reminding you, please tell me Shreyas, which I had asked earlier. Ekam. Please tell. We will see the answer of the Lord tomorrow. Om
Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om.